Right, so this is the central block that I really want to, it's to pop out and issue. Right, there's going to be 4 of them, and this is going to make the centre of the quilt. So what are we using? Right, okay. Initially, we're going to do A1 to A2 to A3, so we want black strips at 3.5 inches wide. You should have some left over from doing your Valentine's block, but 3.5 inch wide yellow for this little bit here. Then the bright fuchsia pink here, 3.5 inch wide strip. Then I want to really make this pop, so I've used an electric blue 3.5 inch strips here. Then again we're going back to the fuchsia pink, so 1.5 inch strips. I've cut 2. That's enough to do all 4 squares. This is enough to do all 4 squares. Then I'm back to my lavender, which is cut at 2 inches, 2-inch strips, 2 of them. And then we only need, you know, little bits for this. So you should have left over 2-inch strips from doing your tropical fern block, where we're using a 2-inch black strip. So you shouldn't really need to cut any more, but you know, that's it. So that's all the fabrics that we need to make 4 of these blocks. So then we're ready to go. Right, my lovelies, so I've just shown you the strips of material that you're going to want for these. We're just making 4 of these, okay. If you want to know how I cut strips, you need to go back and have a look at a video under the same playlist, Tropical Nights, where I say to you best practice and how I work and how I cut, okay, so that it minimises waste. The other thing you need to do, if you just stumbled across this now, because we're getting towards finishing the central part of the quilt, not the borders, but the central part of the quilt, then you need to go back and look at block 1, block 2, block 3, you know, etc. And also, if you don't know whether this is going to be the right thing for you or not, go and have a try at the, there's one up there called Tester Block. Go and have a try at that. If you can do that, you can do any of this. I mean, it's literally is following a black line underneath the middle of your foot. You know, so you're sewing a straight line underneath the middle of your foot. So if you can sew a more or less short, follow a line with your sewing machine, you can make this quilt. It's so easy. Right, so that's that out of the way. What do I want to tell you next? You print off one like this, or a smaller one and join it together. Again, go and look at a video I put up on joining 2 A4 sheets together. If you are using, as I am, tracing paper, do not iron tracing paper. It will go potty like shrink wrap, so don't do it. Just finger fold it until you're ready to give it a press when you've taken all the papers off at the end. So this is as far as I've got. So then we just cut it down, and obviously taking into account we need these outside lines desperately. Alright, so we cut it down to a more manageable work size. So then, if you've watched my other videos, you will know how to do this, and this is as far as I've got so far with this particular one. So if you can see, forget the pink, the extra pink that's going on next. So far I have done that amount of the square, yeah. Now naturally, as you know, when we come to do the pink, we'll be folding it back against the card, pulling out any loose stitches, cutting that off to a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then from this way up add in the 1.5 inch pink strip to be able to fold forward to make this, and then that. And then after that we go to, that's A10, A11. Then we go to the lavender for A12, tiny bit of black, using our 2.5 inch, using our 2-inch strips, A14 lavender, A13 using a bit of the 2.5 inch strip. And then we come back and we square it all up, yeah, and we've just got to make 4 of these. But another reason why I've stopped now, just to show you, is that if I don't know whether you can see, let's do it from the right side here, yeah, can you see this if I bring it up under camera? When I was folding this, I put my finger through the paper. Oh, I am, I'm silly, aren't I? But a bit of Scotch tape over the top, and it's as good as new. So if you do happen, especially if you have to seam rich one that didn't quite fit or something like that, bit of Scotch tape on top of the tracing paper or your copier paper, and it's as good as new. You just carry on. So that's where we're at the moment. Right, and so I've just come back with my completed block. Okay, the central bloom, well, or the tropical bloom block. Alright, and it's all nice and firm. Still got the papers on. So as usual, we turn it over, get a long length ruler, and you want to put your edge on your faint black outline, so giving yourself that 1/4 inch, alright, and then proceed to chop off and then cut using the paper. I've got a pin there, I have to give back. Take that pin out. That's your back. Do it again. Oh, I'm not using my best cutter either, am I? No, so, excuse me. The other one's over by on my sewing machine. That pin out already. Do that. Feeling the pins. Suspense is killing me, I don't know about you. I've done it. Right, so I have cut that down to size. Give it a quick measure. 9.5. Okay, so turn it over, get rid of all the dust that I've accumulated. There, and I can take these pins out now. So there is our full of black lint, but there is our finished tropical bloom block that's going to go in the middle, and these are going to be set in a 4, so it's going to make a complete flower, yeah. And as I said, I have included, the only time I use it, but this is an electric blue, alright. It's not, you could, if you preferred, use the lavender, not lavender, the dark purple, if you preferred, but I wanted you'll see what I mean when I finish. I wanted a bit of a hit in the middle with this electric blue, alright. So the next thing for me to do is to take the papers off, alright, It's a very simple process, as you know. We just literally peel them away. When we get under a block or a stitch line, that'll come away, and then we can mosey it on down to the next stitch line, and then just tear the perforations away. Alright, so once I've done all of that, as you can see, this is how we go. Tear the perforations away, get rid of the papers, and once I've got rid of all the papers, then I can give my block a good press. Without stretching it, I can give my block a good press under the iron. Now I've started on working on the borders, but I'm not going to put this up next week. I'm going to give you a fortnight before I put up like doing some of the borders video, because I think we need a bit of time to get all our squares made. So I'm going to miss a Saturday posting so that you can get on with sorting out all the blocks that you need to do. As you can see, the border is going to be gorgeous, so I thought I'd give you a heads up on that one. I'd also like to mention that these borders are bespoke to fit this quilt. We are going to be cutting them out with templates, okay, but as you can see it works, but they are bespoke to the size of this quilt. So the other thing I want to emphasise to you is, if you intend to do this while it's all nice and free in the Crafty So-and-so's Facebook group, you can go down and download all the PDFs for what you need to make. Well, after today, you can download all the central blocks that you need to make. You're going to have to wait for these borders ones, but I suggest you do it while they're free, because once I finish the quilt, these files will be coming off the site and going over to lovelockdesigns.co.uk, where you will be able to purchase everything in one go. But at the moment they are free, so I do suggest you join the group, download, even if you're not making it right now, but download all of the templates that you need, all of the foundation paper pieces that you need while it's free.